Hi, this is Larry Jordan, and welcome to DVD Studio Pro 4 Essential Training. The purpose of this title is to learn how to create professional-grade video DVDs using DVD Studio Pro 4. Studio Pro simplifies the organization, assembly, testing, and output of a finished DVD video. There are three key concepts that you need to understand to be able to make the most of this application. The first is that you create your assets outside of Studio Pro, but you hook them together inside the application. It's what I call a wiring and plumbing application. If you hire an electrician to hook up the electrical for your house, you don't ask them to design the color of the wall plate or change the color of the wire. What you want is you want them to make sure that they reliably connect the wall plug to the switch or the switch to the light, and that everything works perfectly, that when you turn the switch on, the house doesn't burn down. Now, there's a lot of talent and skill involved in that electrical work, but it's not the same as looking at a blank piece of screen in Photoshop and designing something from whole cloth. It's been designed. We're hooking it together inside DVD Studio Pro. It's what I call logical creativity. And, like Final Cut Pro, DVD Studio Pro does not contain any media. It simply points to the media on your hard drive and contains the instructions on how to assemble it into a DVD. Now, we have a lot of different titles on DVD Studio Pro. We've got one which is just focused on the new features inside DVD Studio Pro 4. Another one specifically on how to use Compressor 3, especially some cookbook or recipe approaches to getting your video and audio compressed. If you have an older version, we've got stuff on DVD Studio Pro 3 and Compressor 2.1. But this title is designed to be comprehensive and to tell you everything you need to know to be able to be successful using DVD Studio Pro. I won't read you all these different categories. Each of these will be a separate collection of movies on this disc or online training. Also, I want to take a second and compare the differences between iDVD versus DVD Studio Pro 4. Both applications support standard definition media. iDVD, though, downsamples HDV to SD, whereas DVD Studio Pro can actually create an HD DVD disc. Both of them compress video and audio, but only Studio Pro allows you to create fully customized menus. Supports more buttons to a menu, allows you to work with stories and multiple audio tracks, allows you to create and display subtitles and do scripting. There's a tremendous amount of power inside DVD Studio Pro 4, and we'll get ourselves started by showing you how all this training is organized. That is next. Let me explain how I think this title could best be used. We've divided it into three parts. Part 1, chapters 1 through 4, explains basic DVD terminology, planning and storyboarding, and getting your assets ready to put onto a DVD. Part 2, chapters 5 and 6, walks through all the steps of creating a simple DVD. Now, don't let the word simple fool you. This is the complete start-to-finish construction of a DVD, from menus and tracks and slideshows. It walks through the entire interface, and it gets you comfortable with how the whole program works. If you've never done a DVD, Part 2 will be essential. Part 3 is not a project. Part 3 is individual samplings of the advanced features of DVD Studio Pro 4. My recommendation is, if you're new to the program, definitely watch Part 1, because it's going to explain basic terminology, and 50% of what you're going to be doing on your DVD is done before you even start the program, and that's getting everything ready to put onto the DVD. That's where the real time gets spent. So you need to understand what you're doing, and that's what Part 1 is about. Part 2 orients you to the program. Then you can jump around inside Part 3, all the different chapters, to take a look at specific information about how specific features of the application work. There's one other thing I want to tell you about, and that's the exercise files. That's next. By the way, if you're a premium member of the lynda.com online training library, or if you're watching this tutorial on a disc, you already have access to the exercise files that I'll be using throughout this title. If, on the other hand, you're a monthly or an annual subscriber to Lynda, then you don't have access to the exercise files, but you can still follow along using your own assets and your copy of DVD Studio Pro 4. But enough of the orientation. Let's get started, and we're going to start with planning, and planning is next.